We got some new Game Informer information about Rebirth. This time, they're talking about Zack and the Whispers and how they play an integral role in the story going forward. So let's just jump into this article. This was posted January 3rd at 2 p.m., which was yesterday at the time of recording the video. This article says, FF7 Remake gave fans of the original game quite a shock as Cloud and the party exited Midgar. Zack, the protagonist of Crisis Core FF7 and a key figure in Cloud, Aerith, and Sephiroth's past, appears to be alive, and he's also helped injured Cloud reach Midgar. This stands in stark contrast to his fate in the original continuity, where he was killed and his Buster Sword was handed over to Cloud. Before we go any further, be aware that there are spoilers in this, more than likely, about Rebirth and Crisis Core and stuff like that. So if you do not want to see that, now is your chance to dip out. This article is probably going to be pretty spoiler heavy, at least on Zack's fate and stuff like that, if you haven't played Rebirth, or if you haven't played Crisis Core. So be warned. And if you enjoy these updates on FF7 Rebirth, be sure to like the video and subscribe to the channel, because we'll be covering loads of Rebirth content leading up to and even after Rebirth comes out. You do not want to miss any of the interviews and stuff like that as they get released in the coming weeks. The article goes on to say Zack's changed fate is emblematic of how FF7 Remake and Rebirth teams approach the source material. If we trace the original and stay exactly loyal to it as is, I think that is lacking in the gaming experience itself, director Naoki Hamaguchi says. With elements like the Whispers or Zack, these new elements introduced in Remake or Rebirth, this really gives players the feeling that based on these, perhaps the ending is going to be different from what we know from the original, and have that sort of wonder and anticipation building. The mystery building is something we truly want players to feel in Rebirth. And man, oh man, is there a mystery. There's so much discourse on whether the game was going to end the exact same as it did in the OG game, because we already know that it's supposedly supposed to lead up in some way or fashion to Advent Children, which would mean that the ending of OG would have to be pretty much the same. But then there's also been articles stating that it's not going to lead exactly to Advent Children, but the themes of Advent Children are going to appear in Part 3 and Rebirth to a certain extent, and that Rebirth will still be relevant, or not Rebirth, Advent Children will still be relevant in some way. So is it or isn't it leading up directly to Advent Children, or is it going to be altered in some way? And then we do have Advent Children Complete releasing in theaters again, or I guess for the first time, I think, the complete version that is, at the end of February, right about a week before the game launches. So there's still plenty of mystery, even though this is a, over 20-year-old game. There's still so much mystery. So they got that part down pat, I will say. In FF7 Rebirth, Zack appears to have a more defined role. Through him, players will be able to experience and understand more of FF7 worldview, and it will deepen their understanding of the FF7 world, Hamaguchi says. We have used the character Zack to depict the combined story view of story and scenario writer Nojima, creative director Nomura, and producer Kitase, the original creators. Intents of how this world of FF7 come to be and its policies and rules governing this world. This is going to be depicted through the character of Zack. As much as the Whispers within a story, Zack is an equally immensely important, crucial key character to the story that I believe fans will enjoy within Rebirth. While Hamaguchi and the team didn't go into any more details, it certainly whets my appetite and makes me want to go back to Crisis Core Reunion, even if that's not part of the current continuity. FF7 Rebirth arrives on PS5 February 29th. For more Rebirth coverage, head to our exclusive hub through the banner below. So it sounds like Zack and the Whispers are still going to be very, very much prevalent in Rebirth. We thought with the ending of Remake, the Whispers were gone. It looks like we defeated them, but from my point of view, it looks like Sephiroth has absorbed them, and I feel like that's a pretty common theory at this point, that Sephiroth is now in control of the Whispers in some fashion. But it seems like they're still going to be around. We even see him in the latest trailer during that one scene, that they're in the background a little bit, so they're still here. But are they here of the planet's will, or are they here now under Sephiroth's control? Is Zack and the Whispers working together? Because it sounds like with them both being integral to the story going forward, that they could be maybe working together. Zack could be alive because the planet is wanting Zack to be alive to stop Sephiroth or something. Who knows? But what we do know is that the Whispers are here, seemingly to stay. Hopefully we'll get more details and an explanation on what they are through Bugenhagen when we get to Cosmic Canyon. I feel like he's the one that's really going to tell us what's going on here with the Whispers and how the planet is reacting to things, and with Fate being gone, I think he's the guy that we're going to get a big lore dump from. And how Zack plays out in this, no idea. I think ultimately at some point either at the end of this game or at the end of part 3, Zack will in some way make his way into Cloud's timeline, and they'll, you know, both team up and fight Sephiroth. Maybe, then again, maybe not. Maybe he does his own thing on his own end, and his big bad villain could be Genesis in some way. Although Genesis, I think, is now a good person. I think he's a good guy, because it seems like Genesis is now working with Minerva, I think, is how that played out at the end. So there's that as well. But who knows? Who knows? All I know is I'm excited. I have full faith in the team, and I cannot wait to get my hands on this. Hopefully, within the next few weeks, we get an announcement of a demo, the demo that all the interviewers and stuff have had a chance to play. Hopefully they release that to the public and we can play through the con flashback and maybe even portions of the Junon open world area that we saw, I think in Max Dude and Baby Seal's videos. Hopefully we can see that. At the very least, I hope we at least get to play through the con flashback. We get to play the tutorial as a demo, and then when we get the game and it actually launches, we can just start the game. That'd be great. But let me know down below, how do you guys feel about the Whispers and Zack being so integral to the story going forward? Does it make you nervous? Are you hesitant on how they're going to handle this, if it's going to change too much from the OG game? I know there's a lot about that, but let me know down below how you guys feel about that. Like I said, I'm pretty on point with I'm okay with change, and I'm okay if it stays the same. I don't really care. It's their story, and I'm here to just enjoy it. So, but for more Final Fantasy VII Rebirth coverage, be sure to subscribe to the channel so you guys don't miss out on any information about that. If you guys are fans of Final Fantasy XIV, be sure to also subscribe and keep a lookout. FanFest in Tokyo is this Saturday, I believe. I'll be covering that as well, so be sure to check that out. All right, I'll see you guys next video. Peace.